Hello, everybody! This is UA2 coming at you with my review of Blue Exorcist the Movie. Now, this was a pretty good movie. It's a separate story from anything Blue Exorcist already, but at the same time, it holds true to Blue Exorcist and the background, and we have flashbacks to Rin and Yukio with their adopted father, Father Fujimoto. So this movie starts off with a fairy tale, a book tale that Yukio and Rin grew up on together about one day there's this little demon, and this little demon shows up in this village. And according to the book, this little demon plays with all the villagers, and the villagers are so happy and loving the demon and playing with the demon, and they forget all about everything else they need to do to keep sustaining. And then one day, a exorcist shows up, and the exorcist goes, "I'm going to exorcise this demon and get rid of it for you." So this whole movie is tied to this little story that we hear that Father Fujimoto read to Rin and Yukio when they were children. So, in the process of this movie, at the beginning, they release from a shrine a demon. This demon shows up, and this demon looks like this cute little boy, and Rin, of course, is like, "I want to save everybody," especially after failing a mission with Yukio and Shiemi on exercising a phantom train. And basically, Mephisto sets it up so that Ren's punishment is he has to he's basically got a couple days off on probation. He's suspended from school. And in the process with this demon, Mephisto's like, "Let's kill it." And Rin, of course, being Rin, is like, "Please, we don't have to kill it. He hasn't done anything." So Mephisto ends up basically, on this time, telling Rin that his job is to look after this demon. And this movie is about this demon. And as we progress, we learn more about this little demon and where he's from and his ties to the storyline. Because, spoiler alert, this is going to be lots of spoilers, so screw you guys, sorry. But he is the demon from the fairy tale. And according to this demon, the fairy tale in the book is wrong. It did not happen that way. It's basically, he's very upset about this. And as Ren is taking care of this little demon, we start to notice he has some sort of power. And this power is why the exorcist in the book was so strong. And this is all happening in True Cross City in this series, and during the process of all this happening is True Cross City is throwing this festival that happens only 11 years. And another character that shows up that is very important in this is Cheng Long Liu. And Cheng Long Liu is the same rank as Shura, but in charge of the Taiwan branch of the Knights of the True Cross. So the reason we have Cheng Long Liu is he has some sort of ties to this demon who is given the name Usamaru. And I do not want to spoil too much for you, but it is the links to this story that Rin and Yukio grew up on to these characters in this this demon, and even the exorcist from the story has ties to characters such as Cheng Long Lu. So this is a wonderful Blue Exorcist expansion. It has great characters. I don't want to spoil too much for everyone, but my review is that I loved how they created this totally separate chapter for this series, and by creating this movie, you bring the characters in. Again, some of the other gangs don't have as much prominent strength in this movie. They don't show up as much, or what they're doing in the movie is like not super important. It's just like we're gonna send them off on this mission that they're gonna really, really hate, and it's gonna happen over and over again, and they're not gonna like this. But still, in the process, it's just that this demon Usamaru and Rin's bond grows. They learn from each other. We learn how Usamaru is linked to the story as the demon from it. But we learned, I loved how the fact that how the Usamaru sees what happened in the story, why he's claiming it's wrong, why it's all bupkis, and his version is totally different. So, and then the ties between Cheng Long Lu, who has ties to Usamaru through past history of his clan, and it's just very interesting, all the different ties between these characters and how they all mix and match, and of course we keep getting flashbacks of this Father Fujimoto reading this book to Rin and Yukio, and there's always this wonderful question he asks Rin and Yukio at the end of the book in the movie, where he goes, "If you met this demon, what would you do?" And of course, in the first, we're hearing Yukio's response, which is, "I would kill it. I would take it out." Rin's is very different. At the end, we hear it, which is so Rin, and it's basically, "I would want to be his friend." So you get the feeling of how the brothers were even back then, but nonetheless, you've got Usamaru, who is I really don't want to spoil it for you guys, but his role, and it has a wonderful ending, which is kind of sad, but sort of happy nonetheless. But we learn what kind of demon Usamaru is, how the village just fell apart and everything. And when you get that, you get how Usamaru thinks, how Usamaru is, how Usamaru understands what's right and wrong. So, in the end, you gotta watch this movie if you're a Blue Exorcist fan. I don't care if you're like, "Oh my god, it's about $40 for this movie," or, "Oh my god, if I want a Blu-ray, I need to pay $70. Screw that. If you love Blue Exorcist, you need to see this. If you can find someone, borrow it from them, whatever, you need to see this. But this was a good movie. I highly recommend it. And the character development was good, and I liked the fact that they kept it simple to three main characters while introducing some new ones to make everything go happen. Thus, this is the old boy 82 saying, if you like this video, please click like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. This is 82 signing out.